ちの親ってこんな顔して笑うんだ。いつかと思ってた親孝行。
旅始めるならやっぱりハワイ。
もう最高。もうやっぱりハワイ。
プレイゴルフ、プレイハワイ。
ナイスショー。
息を飲む絶景に
思い出に残るハワイでのプロポーズ。さあ、
あなたも愛に満ちた旅を始めませんか？心つながるハワイ、ハート&ハート。
ハワイへのウェディング旅行や夫婦の記念旅行、
Please welcome to the stage Director of Hawaiʻi Tourism Japan, Eric Takahata.
Aloha. Good afternoon. Sue Webb. Sue Webb. Oh, Canada. No, we should change it to OMG Canada, right? Come on, man. Anyway, we'll get back to her later, a little later. I just want to make a few welcomes. I want to congratulate Aaron J. Salah for being selected as the new president and CEO of HVCB. Longtime friend. Things are going to change. You're going to see collaboration between Japan and HTUSA like you've never seen before. I also want to welcome Cirque du Soleil in the house, right? First time, because Cirque du Soleil is coming this December. So be ready. This is the biggest thing that's happening in entertainment-wise in the state. And then I want to welcome Alipay, who is also in the house. They're going to bring PayPay from Japan to Hawaii. This is a big deal. So when they go talk to you guys, please talk to them about that wonderful platform, because we need more payment methods, right, in Hawaii. All right, we'll get right to it. So first of all, I want to introduce our team. You have 7 FTEs, full-time equivalents in the Tokyo office, and you have 5, including me, in Honolulu office. Our Honolulu office members are right here. There's Mitsue, our leader right there, and her team. That's and Ayako, who you guys all know, Ayako. And then there's Yoshiko, Izuru, and we have an intern, Masumi, who is an intern from the TIM school, right? Travel Industry Management. And we've had a long, I think for all the years that we've been on HTJ, we have had an intern from Scheidler or TIM school in our offices. So if you have any interns that you want to hook up with us, please let us know. So market analysis. The recovery, right? I mean, Japan, we got to recover. We get it. And we're not here to make excuses, but there's a lot of things that we need to understand, and maybe a lot of people don't realize when they think about the Japan market. So I'll just rip right through this, and I'll go back to each one. So as of June this year, 61% of all overseas travel from Japan has recovered. Okay, that means all outbound from Japan to whatever destinations they go to has recovered to 61% of 2019. Travel to Hawaii is 44%. Recovered to 2019 levels from Japan. The economy, don't worry about Japan's economy. Senator DeCoit and us were in a legislative delegation. We got a private briefing from the economic advisor for former Prime Minister Junichiro Koizumi and the current economic advisor for Koike, Governor Koike, who is the governor of Tokyo. And his name is Jesper Cole, if you want to Google him. He assured us that the Japanese economy is very well and is going to continue to plug along in a positive direction, and why that's good for Hawaii. Now, let's go back to 61% of overseas travel. This is of all destinations going out of Japan. Who's getting the most of them? Who's recovered past 2019 levels that's near Japan? It's all the destinations that are close to Japan, right? When we think about travel, any of us, I don't care what market, you're going to travel to the ones that nearest, that you get the best bang for your buck, right? So places like Korea, like Southeast Asia, they're killing it. The Japanese are going there, and that's why it's 61% recovered. Why is Hawaii 44%? Well, let's look at a macro trend, all right? So according to the U.S. Embassy in Tokyo, Ambassador Rahm Emanuel's office, right? So according to their office, all of Japan travel to the U.S. has recovered to 48% of 2019 levels. That's to the U.S., okay? Hawaii, we got 44%, right? We're trending in the right direction. And some wise guys in here are going to be like, what about the 4%? We're off 4% from the macro trend. You know where they're going? They're going to Southern California, Los Angeles, Chavez Ravine, Shohei Ohtani. Say no more. Hey, I was at the Dodger game last month, and no kidding, no less than 250. I counted the buses. 250 Japanese visitors before the game taking the pregame tour. Crazy. So we look at those trends, right? But Hawaii is trending in the right direction. So visitor arrivals, right? We always go, what are you against 2019? What are you against 2019? We're not at 2019 levels. 2019 was a record year. Not the most, but it was a record year. And we're trying to get back to those numbers. But when you look at year over year, we're trending in the right direction, right? Look at the numbers. Next year, this is the early forecast. And I want everybody to understand, we get our data. Everything we tell you is a aggregated analysis from the industry, okay? So it's airlines, wholesalers, online travel agencies, it's consumer companies, it is credit card companies that we aggregate all of that data, we analyze it with them, and we give you, the market, all of these reports. So please understand the methodology to that. We get all of this, which is based on data from the industry. And when you talk about recovery, and I had an interesting conversation with the Kualoa Ranch. John Morgan presented yesterday, and Kaio Whitty, who's in this room as well, is international director of the world now. Yeah, Kaio, you're in charge of the whole world. She said that their Japan market has surpassed 2019 levels to Kualoa. Okay, so certain market segments are past 2019. They're cranking along, and it's only what? It just turned October. So places like Kualoa, really interesting, right? They've surpassed 2019 levels for Japan market. Okay, some emerging trends, right? Consumer trends. We see, and you've seen it across all markets, Korea, Europe, China, all the other markets. Consumers are seeking more eco-friendly. They like stuff that has to do to help our environment, protect our environment, save our environment. They like that kind of travel, and we're seeing this in Japan as well. Digital SNS, and we see the increased use of AI, of which we will start implementing in 2025 for HTJ. In fact, I'm not even standing here. This is my avatar. Just joking. Anyway, media, we see a lot of things happening in media, the shift in how people get their information and what they get, how they get it and what they get through that information channel, right? And so we see a lot of shifts in media in the Japanese market as well, and so we're working all of those changes as well. You know, travel trade, like I mentioned, short distance. And when you look at the UN Travel Organization, big statement, where's international travel recovering from first? Near destinations and destinations that make the most economical sense. This is according to UN Travel Organization. So our air seat supply, we are recovered to 70%, right, of 2019 levels for Hawaii. There's strong demand for business and first class. Japan Airlines will be, for the first time in a long time, introducing first class service again back to Hawaii from Japan, and this happens over the New Year period, which is great news. Load factor for business class, first class of all carriers, right, that fly directly here, over 95% throughout the year. So people who can come are coming, and they don't care about the exchange rate. Airlines are optimizing their schedules, and then by 2025, we expect that 75% of our airlift will be back, 75% of 2019. So what's happening in the competitive landscape? And a lot of people ask me, so Eric, who are we competing against? Who's our worst competitor? And we got, you know, the foreign abroad destinations that are competing hard with Hawaii for the Japanese visitor. But I always tell them it's domestic. Within Japan, domestic travel for the Japanese within Japan, between the different prefectures, this is what we're up against. This is really, really, they're stepping up their game. All the prefectures are really stepping up their game. Why is that happening? Because the influx of inbound tourism to Japan, everybody got to step their game up. And Japan is getting overrun right now by foreign visitors, right? They're way past 2019 levels for inbound travel. So the biggest competitor to me, to Hawaii, is domestic travel. Places like Okinawa. The one that's giving us a headache right now a little bit is Australia. Thank you, Dara Walsh. You are pulling Japanese. Actually, it's not a joke. We're kind of concerned about Australia because Australia's exchange rate against the Japanese yen is about 1-to-1. Airlift is increasing very steadily by Japan Airlines and ANA to Australia from Japan. Their ADR on their hotel, they're about 274 in the Gold Coast, about 268 in Sydney. And our ADR, correct me if I'm wrong, Brian Links, we're about 380-ish, I think, on our ADR for Hawaii. So, you know, I mean, not an excuse, but, you know, they're going to go where they can get a similar experience to Hawaii, and just makes a lot of sense right now for them to go to these places. Despite being the top desired destination by Expedia tells us, bar none, Hawaii is the #1 desired destination. But still, you know, we rank 3rd in their search engine. The reason why is because, again, the Japanese visitors, they get fed all the media, right? From world media, Japan media reporting, Hawaii is through the roof. It is 40 to 50% more to come to Hawaii now than in 2019. Think about it. In 2019, the yen was 109 yen per dollar. What is it today? 143 today. I'm 25% cut on my spending power from Japan. ADR for hotels is up 30% from 2019. And the plate lunch now costs like $50, I think, from Zippy's. A zip pack costs like $25. I can't believe it. So inflation and all of these things are just really adding to the hard time we're having to recover the Japan market as soon as, you know, as quick as we thought we could. So again, to attract more visitors from Japan, we have to concentrate on value adds, and we're going to have to work against, or to overcome, these challenges we have, right, that I just mentioned. So our target audience, this is where we're going to get them from. No surprise here. It's going to be from the direct flight airports and regions first. Then we work to the secondary cities and regionals. So right now, you know, our direct flight markets are we're getting near 19 levels, not quite, but we're going to restore that first because that's the lowest hanging fruit. And then we go after secondary cities, sister cities as well. Target audiences, our growth experience group, which is first-timers. Young people care about the environment, care about the ecology, they care about, you know, world issues and all of this stuff. So across all markets, I would argue. Our partner travel, power families now, we're still saying third generation, but power families really means we have a new kind of emerging segment and market in Japan where it's younger couples with their kids, under 10 years old most of the time, that they spend a ton of money on the kids, right? It's educating them, taking them to travel, and the parents are really being, sacrificial in doing that. So that's what we refer to now as power families. And of course, our millennials. So the strategies, our consumer strategies, will continue to message and to try to overcome all of the negative hurdles that I talked about in the last 5 minutes. Price points, value, what do we get when we go to Hawaii? And this is done through a lot of consumer marketing, right? So we need to address our drop in the search, but that's because, it's because we're expensive right now, right, for the Japanese. All of the campaigns, all of the things that we're going to create on social media, digitally, so on and so forth, will be focused on, much like what you said, Dennis, is going to be more user-generated. We need more organic content. I think Europe said that too, that it's very true of the Japanese market too. Okay, our travel trade, this is not going to change. Our main focus for travel trade is going to be to drive business, okay? We're going to co-op with all of our partners that supply us with visitors to Hawaii. That's namely the airlines, the wholesalers, and anyone that can, and the OTAs that give us our business. We're going to put in very, very strong emphasis continually, like this year too, but to drive bookings, and that's what our co-ops entail for the travel trade. Public relations will continue, again, to leverage media. We're going to continue to gain as much earned media as possible, working with increased now media access to Hawaii. They're being allowed now to come in more and more and more. So, we want to work with them closely to increase our PR efforts, and we will be working with a lot of other organizations to do this as well. It's going to be the message, underlying message is still Malama Hawaii. It is still Malama Hawaii, but we did make the shift a year and a half ago to a more aggressive campaign. First we had beautiful, then we had Yappari, which means gotta be Hawaii, and then we're kind of having a next installation of beautiful. So island distribution is, again, something we can now kind of, raise our head towards and kind of start concentrating on, because now, we're starting to get the main pipelines filled. So now we can start getting back to, hey, go to a neighbor island. And, we've been working with everyone, including Hawaiian Airlines and everybody to get the distribution out. But island distribution will again start returning up for us. The major programs that we have, I mentioned Yappari Hawaii. It has to be Hawaii campaign. You're going to see a bunch of media, digital. I know the legislative delegation that went probably saw a lot of taxi ads. Taxis highly used in Japan. Of course, our digital presence is big. We try to leverage all of our relationships with the consumer brands. Of course, our partners in industry, right? Airlines, wholesalers, OTAs, to partner with them on all of the stuff that they do. All their digital platforms that they use, we want to be side by side with them. And that's the messaging that's going to go out. Recovery co-op will continue with the industry. We'll keep working with everyone that's going to work with us to supply the most people to Hawaii. Beautiful Hawaii is, again, the pivot campaign that we had that introduced initially. We're having the next iteration of Beautiful Hawaii. And the ads have been really, really well received. We get the data. Of course, we get a lot from Expedia that they tell us on their analytics that this is being well received, as well as all of the other kind of platforms that we're on. We're getting very positive responses when you look at the analytics of reception. And I think HTA, you guys have your way of checking on us too, so continue to do that. All right, digital marketing initiatives, we will continue to go for it in digital channels, as we all know, right? And so it's whatever digital channel you can find, what's the newest, hottest thing, and the proven, tried and true things that we will continue to do in digital. Private sector collaboration, this is a really successful, big thing that started maybe about 9 years ago. I want to credit, he's not in the room, but you guys might know Paul Yonamine. He is another person that really helps us a lot. Paul Yonamine used to run IBM Japan in Japan, and he is also the son of Wally Yonamine. So if you guys got any kupuna like me, Wally Yonamine was the original Bo Jackson. He played football for the San Francisco 49ers. He was the first Asian American that played pro football, NFL football for the 49ers. Broke his leg, couldn't play football anymore, went to Japan, became a Hall of Fame legend as a member of the Yomiuri Giants. And Paul Yonomina is his son, but Paul is a very highly influential person in Japan, and he helped us with the initial collaboration with McDonald's. And McDonald's, because he helped us get in with McDonald's, that gave way to all these private sector collaborations, which give us a lot of messaging opportunities for Hawaii. Why we have these products up on here, you're going to see a label on any of these products that you purchase in Japan, and there's a QR code on it. It'll take you to, for example, allhawaii.jp, which is our website. It'll take you to Malama Hawaii. It'll take you to various things that we're trying to message. And again, there's not one more penny that we pay for this. It's just all of our relationships and all the partner leveraging that we do in market, because we have to leverage our budget, right, as well as we can. So this private sector collaboration will continue to grow, and it will be continually successful for us. And you guys should come talk to us about this as well. The Hawaii Expo will continue. This is a large consumer event in Tokyo that we have. This is very, very well received. A lot of you come with us on it. We'll continue this in market. Our Hawaiian culture education, stuff like we do for February. The month of February is a Little Hawaii month, right? And so we do a lot of digital content on teaching the Japanese general public, consumer public, about Hawaiian words. And we did this one time, last year online, and highly successful. We got so many views, so many hits. And this is, again, I always tell people, this is our secret weapon against all of the other destinations, is our people, our place, and our culture. Japan Summit, this will continue. This is when we bring about 200 buyers, right, from Japan, frontline people that sell Hawaii to Hawaii, and allow an opportunity for you all to interact with them here in Hawaii. Our travel trade education will continue, FAMs, seminars. Mitsuya probably does, what do you do, Mitsuya? Probably over 500 seminars a year. She's booked completely solid on seminars, as well as the rest of our team is as well. Educational travel initiatives, we'll continue with this as well. I just mentioned FAM tours and training programs for the Japanese trade, which we rely on heavily. And we thank you to people like, HIS, JTB, the big guys that really help us, get this messaging and education out to the industry. Really thank you. Okay, and here's our opportunities. You guys know where our office is. We're over there in the Pan Am building. Come talk to us anytime. Call Ayako. She's Miss Everything. She knows how to do all this, all the dissemination of info. And whenever you need something, just call our office or let us know. Mahalo.